So yeah, I get it. I hear what you're saying. But Carlos, you've only owned the Jeep for like 2 years. You've already had like 5 different sets of fenders on it. Yeah, I know. I don't care. I can't figure out what the heck I want. So, today's video. We've got another brand new set of fenders going on the Jeep. Let's get into it. So some of you guys might have noticed I recently took off the Fiberworks full width fenders that I had on here before. The next logical step for me is to replace those. And to do that, I've got those Nemesis crawler flares. So the Nemesis flares are going to do a lot better job of staying out of the tire, and being that they're aluminum, they're going to be super strong and able to withstand putting a little pressure on them. Whereas the Fiberworks ones, as much as I love the look, especially with that turn signal that I did on it, they just couldn't handle any amount of weight being pushed onto them without cracking. So if we go back a few different fender sets ago, I had the KBD body kits, poly fenders on here. I'll drop in a picture of those right here. I absolutely love the way those looked, and the way they installed was actually even more superior than anything that I've seen previously. And that's with these plastic riv nuts here, and those just kind of popped in and then they expanded once you put a screw in there, and so I ended up keeping those when I did the Fiberworks fenders, because that was just such an ingenious way to do it. I can't, however, keep those with the Nemesis fenders because the Nemesis fenders tuck all the way up against the body. So I've got to figure out, first of all, I guess, how to get these things out of here. Let's do that right now. All right, so Nemesis does recommend before you test fit that you tape off the tub of the Jeep, just to avoid scratching the paint. Paint on this Jeep is one thing I'm really not worried about, and what would be scratched is actually covered in vinyl. So really that's not something I'm too worried about. But if you're doing this on a nice Jeep, listen to that rule. So I'm gonna pull this back off now, and the back side of this, Nemesis provides a foam seal that you can run all the way down, and that's going to be one more level of protection. It's also going to keep stuff from getting down behind the fender and the paint, and you don't want all of that. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on, and then we'll put it back on and lock it in place with a couple of bolts so that we can mark where we need to drill for the rest of them. And yes, if you haven't figured out by now, I'm leaving these babies raw. Alright friends, so as you can see, you gotta forgive my tears in the wrap there, but the way this fits the body line of the Jeep, and again, the wrap is a little shy right there, but that is snugged up in there. The way that that fits the body line of the Jeep is just kind of nuts. These guys really know what they're doing when they're making these fenders. So the next steps here is obviously to mark and drill for the rest of the holes. I think I've got like, I don't know, 6 or 8 or something like that. And then this hole can be used for a side marker or turn signal. I don't have those lights. I don't know if I'll ever end up using them in reality. So that's probably just gonna stay empty. But that's where we're at now. So I'm gonna go ahead and mark those. We'll drill them, and then we've got to insert the inner skeleton system that Nemesis sends with the fenders. Let's do it. Nice. So, got the first fender done. Got to do the other side, of course, but I did decide to leave the inner fender out for the time being because I have the super lift kit going in there on this weekend, I believe, or next weekend, or at some point soon, and I'm going to need to access these shocks whenever I do that to replace them, and the inner fender blocks that off. So for the time being, I'll leave that out, and I'm kind of actually digging this a little bit more with a dark inner fender to kind of balance out a little bit of the aluminum. So I may end up painting that black while it's out. We'll see. So if you ask me, that looks pretty sick. Let's do it on the other side. And just like that, we're done, boys. Now here's the deal. I've been eyeing these fenders for like 4 Jeeps ago. They've been on my list. I've always wanted to try them, and for whatever reason, I've always just kind of put it off. Didn't want to spend the money or whatever it was. And I think that was a pretty big mistake. Because like I said, now on the same Jeep, 3, 4, 5 sets of fenders later, I've done it, I've spent the money, and I'm super pleased with it. The construction on these Nemesis fenders is just unmatched. The guys really know what they're doing. And I mean, I think they look phenomenal. With that, my friends, that's all I've got for you. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you like this kind of content, or if you just like Jeeps and off-roading or anything at all of the sort, go ahead and hit the thumbs up button. What that's going to do is actually put more Jeep and off-road content into your feed here on YouTube and Instagram too, if this video makes it over there. And hey, thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe if you like this kind of stuff, and don't mind this face. And hey, we'll see you next time. Take it easy.